making money and eating good food. Do you need more out of life than that? I really don't think so. Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I'm an artist who has the wonderful privilege of traveling around and selling my art for a living. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this week's episode of my life, I bring you along with me as we sell at the largest cherry blossom festival in Northern California and have a lot of fun along the way. For the fun part, though, is this. Good morning, fam. I'm sure you're wondering, Kelsey, why do you look like death incarnate itself? That is because I feel like death. Good news is we have plenty of time because it is an ungodly hour for me to be setting up. It's 7:30, which means that I had to leave the house at 6, which means that I woke up at 5 today. Oh my gosh, it's a cream Shiba. It's so cute. We are in Japantown, so I'm going to see lots of Shibas today, which is beautiful. Definitely making today worthwhile. Can you just fit, please? Can something just go right this morning? I'm not a morning person. I never really have been. I've forced myself to wake up in the mornings, but I've never enjoyed it as much as I love doing events. When you do events, you have to at least be a morning person for setup and getting ready and all that. So yeah, I feel a little bit like I want to crawl into a hole and not wake up. But you do what you gotta do sometimes. I don't typically like to vlog while I'm setting up because I'm so scatterbrained that I don't think I'll be able to do a good job at either. One of the good things about coming here so early is that I have so much freaking time that it hurts. We've gotten to the point where setup only takes us maybe an hour, even an outdoor one. I'm gonna have lots of extra time. Why not vlog a little more than usual? Just to catch you up. I feel like hell. I feel like death. There's a Love and Deep Space cup sleeve event happening at Screensaver this morning. Oh, also, this is supposed to be a really good event. So, just a few things to hopefully keep me going in the day. Hello, let's try that intro again. Hi, welcome to the YouTube channel. Now that I'm a little bit more awake and presentable, we have finished setting up and it's 9 o'clock. I think the event starts at 11. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm this early, and I think only half of the booths that are supposed to be here are here. So I'm hoping maybe they're gonna show up later. Otherwise, I'm literally this little island, and most of the booths are down over there, and that kind of sucks. But we'll see. Here's the setup. I think we're gonna keep the back wall open just for a little bit of openness. And we got t-shirts on the side. I'll have a little tour going on later. I'm pretty excited for today. Couple things though. So this is the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival. It's the largest one in Northern California. A really successful event most of the time. I say most of the time because this year might be an exception. There is construction going down over at the Pagoda Plaza, which was kind of the main part for the Cherry Blossom Festival before. They had to move things, and that's part of the reason why I got into the show, because I had extra space, and so I'm part of the extended part. And again, that's kind of why I'm we'll see how the show goes. I think at worst it'll be okay, but I don't want to have too high expectations. I'm glad to be a part. This is very much right up my alley. You know, Japanese festivals, Japanese art. It's a perfect match. So I'm excited to be here, and the times that I have gotten to sell at this event in different avenues have been pretty successful. So I think it'll go well, and I'm looking forward to it today. I'm feeling a lot better. I think I needed fresh air. I needed a nice slow morning. I'm sure food wouldn't hurt either. And we've got an hour until Screensaver opens. So maybe I'll do my dailies on Love and Deep Space.
One a bag, one fountain fancy bag. Can I get a fountain fancy bag?
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is what we're here for. Her in deep space.
That's mine.
I'm so excited. The way, Squid. He needs to hold the plushie. Yeah, she said next week. How cute. Next. Alright, so much nicer. Yeah, you can't look away, right? Caleb drink. Who's your main? Tell us. Tell the school.
All of
Good answer. So I've got good news and bad news. The good news is we are stocked up on onigiri for the day. The bad news is it's dead. It's so sad how there's like no one here right now. So, and like the main street over there is very busy already, and it hasn't even technically started yet. The event starts at 11. It's 10:40 right now, but there is literally no one here. Might have to write off today already.
We're here at the San Francisco Cherry Blossom Festival, but we're not on the main street. We're on the side street, and there's like nobody here. So we might go home. That's it. Bye-bye.
Just got back from my second screensaver run. I got a matcha as well as some Love and Deep Space goodies. It was a lot of fun because the girl behind me, I mean obviously we're all Love and Deep Space fans if we're there, so we bonded over being Caleb and Raphael fans. It was so nice hanging out with you and meeting you. Super fun, but it's time to get back to work. Which, speaking of which, it's slow. It's slow. We are far from the main street and there's still people walking through for sure. But nothing like the main street, and sales are just disappointing for sure. But I'm really grateful for the Love and Deep Space Cup Swim event because that is saving my mood right now.
Find you and then I saw your Instagram post.
I know, we're tucked away over here.
Where do you want to sign me?
Where do you want it to go? That's the important part. This is the second shirt I've signed. It's so cool. Yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks
so
for
good
coming
to
by
see you
again.
Of course.
Yeah. Hi chat. Time for a check-in. It is 4 o'clock. We have about 2 hours until the event ends, and sorry, you can see my cough drop. I'm like slowly losing my voice, but we've got about 2 hours until the event ends, and in the last 3 hours, not even 3, like 2 hours, it's pretty drastically shifted. I wouldn't say it's like amazing for sales, but we are going to hit and probably surpass my minimum for a single day. So I am pleased with that considering how bad the start was. Do this again tomorrow and it will be a satisfying weekend, especially when you consider the Love and Deep Space Cup Sleeve event. That was fun. Honestly, like that little trip with Mazzy and then like meeting the new friend, like super turned my mood around. And then I came back and had nonstop sales for about 2 hours. So it's a good day. Sandy's losing her voice, so we're gonna deliver her a cough drop. Special delivery. Oh my gosh, Shout out to Teresa for my God of the Tides photo card. He's so handsome.
deeply overwhelmed.
There's too many people. I'm going back to my booth.
It's 5:20. We're in the last hour of day one, and honestly, it has gone so much better than I thought it was going to at the beginning. So when I first signed up for the event, very high expectations because really great reputation event. Then I found out we were on a street farther away from the main street, so then my expectations dipped. Then I showed up here and it was slow and my expectations went even lower. But after today, it kind of like, it's gone back up, and while it has not met the initial expectations, it is at a number that I'm satisfied with. Yeah, definitely not mad at it. It ended up being like more than an average day, so very good. If this is what Cherry Blossom Festival is like far away from the main street, I can't imagine what the main street's like, but I'm happy with it. Hello, fam. It is day 2 of Cherry Blossom Festival on Sutter Street. Probably have to turn up the volume like crazy today, but my voice is very weak. Hello again. How are you?
What happened to your other half?
He's actually working today, and my dad is helping me today. I can't tell if it's allergies or some kind of thing I caught, but there's definitely like a little tickle in my throat, and my voice is very weak. So, see how that goes today. The good thing is, I feel like this mask and my hair and my eye makeup is kind of slaying, so I'm here for that. Feeling like crap, but looking good. We're currently making some mystery bags because I ran out. I always think I make enough, and then it's not nearly enough. And then whenever I make too much, I have too much. So I was gonna make some more last night, but we didn't get home till 10, and after I just KO'd. I'm dead. I made a few more. We'll see if I'm feeling up to making a little bit more. I'm gonna label these and then get ready for today. I think I talked about it yesterday, but yesterday ended up being good. It started off so rough, where I was like, am I even gonna make table? But by the afternoon, I was like, it ended up being a good Saturday. Not like an amazing Saturday, but like a really solid, satisfactory, happy Saturday. Hopefully today is the same, if not a little bit better. My battery's low. I forgot to charge last night, so day 2 footage might be a little skimpy, but I'll make sure to make up for it in the recap and with day 1 footage. Also to make up for it, let's celebrate Silas's birthday. Happy birthday, Silas. Let's do some pulls. Oh, sorry. That's Raphael. I guess I should have Silas, but whatever. We get 20 free pulls to celebrate Mafia Daddy's birthday. See if we can get him in 20. I'm not touching my diamonds, and I'm not touching anything else. We're only using the 20 pulls that we got. So, wish us luck. Okay, 4-star. That means it's not here. We can rank up some memories and get some dust. Set some diamonds. Okay, last one. If we don't get them, that's it. Sorry, I don't like you that much. Just another 4-star. Wasn't meant to be. He knows he's only my 4th favorite.
Left over right, because right over left is funeral.
Female? Oh, funeral. I didn't realize that. Wow, Dad. Now you really look at Japanese. Hello, hello. Check-in time. It is 2:44. It's been relatively uneventful since my last check-in, which is why I haven't vlogged too much. With the exception of a few things, I've gotten to meet a few YouTube viewers. You guys are so kind and wonderful. Thank you for coming by. And then Katie, she already came by yesterday and dropped me off a snack, but then she dropped me off this. It's a fox! She made it! That's so cute. And then a sweet note. So, just want to thank viewers who come by. It's so nice to meet you guys. Oh, but yeah, it's a little bit slower than it was yesterday, but kind of like, I'm really, really not mad. I mentioned I'm low energy, so like this nice chill day in this warm weather is like, and I'm still making money. It's like exactly what I needed, so no complaints on my end at all. got another gift from a wonderful viewer. Look at this cute sticker. Thank you, Miles, for stopping by and for this cute sticker. Oh, got like an animal theme going on today. I love it. Thought it'd be interesting to give you guys a bit of a view of where we are. So this is Sutter Street. And it's definitely not as busy as, oh my gosh, Shibas. It's not as busy as the main street, as you can see here. But traffic has still been like good enough. Oh, I have customers right now. That's how good traffic is. We're officially in the last hour of the event. Here's what the street looks like. Very empty. Most of the people are on the main road. And even then, it's starting to die down because it is the last hour. That being said, my sales are significantly better than they were yesterday, which is really weird because this was like, I mean, it looks like this, but everyone who passes through my booth ends up buying. So shout out to Cherry Blossom Festival. I do think, obviously, being on the main road, it's going to be better for sales. But I mean, if this is what like the trickling traffic is like I'm very happy with just this. Yeah, again, the goal is to be on the main street, but I'm definitely not complaining about this.
You came to visit me. She's running low on battery.
I'm out of it. Sun is looking nice and refreshed.
I ran over here.
Thanks for coming by. Okay, so it's basically the end of Cherry Blossom. We got 20 minutes left. Let me show you the damage on the tent. Okay, shirts, bestsellers were these two, but Slayer Girl outsold Oni Girl, which only happens at anime conventions, so it's kind of refreshing to see it at a festival like this. Shirts in general did well. I feel like recently they haven't been selling the way I know they can, so when they do sell the way I know they can, I feel really good. Large stickers and postcards have been doing really well. They've always done well, but I just feel like they're getting, the more of these, the more options I create, the better they sell, so that's cool. Mystery bags, one last lonely one. Nobody wanted this one. They kept picking the makeshift ones instead. I sold my very last Oni Girl enamel pin, so now we only have the Yamakagashi pins left. And then stickers. I mean, stickers always do well. People like the small purchases. I thought this event was going to go a very different way when I first got here. Those first 3 hours were not promising at all, but it ended up being a really solid weekend. We did much better than we did at Nihon Machi, and honestly, I just wanted to do as well as Nihon Machi. So if you're more nitty-gritty details about how the event really went, make sure to stay tuned for the recap and review. I'm gonna start tearing down. I think I threw out my back like an old lady, so I'm tired. I wanna go home and eat Olive Garden. See you later.
It's about 2 days since the event ended Tuesday. I don't know if you can tell, but I got like a little stuffiness happening up here. Maybe you can hear it, maybe you can't. But I ended up catching a little something. Yesterday, I felt like death. I thought it was the end. Today, I feel great. So I think I was probably just really tired. But these past 2 days, I've kind of just been chilling. And I figured now that I'm feeling better, I could do a recap. But something else that's been happening in my videos is that I've been sharing some of my shopping hauls, and you guys seem to really enjoy that, which is both great and terrible. Great because I love shopping. Terrible because you guys are kind of just like feeding my addiction. But whatever, let's do a haul. This won't be anything like the Kawaii Con haul, but it's a little something something. This was from the bag from the cup sleeve event. Something about gacha games here. I've never been into gacha games. Laz is the only gacha games, but I can still relate. So let's start with a gift. I did get a few gifts from some viewers. I featured it earlier in the video, but I just want to say like a quick shout out again. You guys were so nice. Oh, you were so nice. So thank you for that. Another gift. This one was from mutual artist friend. Okay, Love in Deep Space. What else do you? This is like a hot water bag. There you go. For like cramps and stuff like that. And then it's got Caleb's face on it. Oh, but yeah, there's like a part in here, you put hot water and then you put it in this thing. Oh, silly. Now, let's talk about the cup sleeve event, the things that I picked up from there. First off, you get the cute sleeves of your drinks. I did go back twice. One of them I used, which is why it's curled, and this one's still straight, so cute little design. The art is by Pikey Station. When you like do the little activities they have there, you get to pull from their little gachas and you get a coaster or a button, or you can get two of each, and it's random, but we got lucky in that I got the boys that I wanted. Then, oh yeah, I got this photo card from another artist who I actually saw them at a different convention, but they gave it to me here. Raphael, cute. And then I bought this giant button. I didn't realize how freaking big it was, but I thought like I could increase my Love and Deep Space button collection. I bought this, which I'm gonna unbox this here. Hopefully I do this right. This is a perpetual calendar. So that means like, and it's acrylic. So you just, hello? What that means is like, you know how normally a calendar is only good for like a year? This one is good all the time. You just need to make some slight adjustments on it. It doesn't look like a traditional calendar in that it's like paper and whatnot. This is acrylic. Probably need a second to put this guy together. It comes like this, and then we need to assemble. Oh my gosh, there's like screws and stuff. No. I'll just include a picture of what it's supposed to look like. And then with any $10 purchase at the event, you got like this little bundle, and it's a photo card. Although this is more like a photo frame. And then some stickers. The next day, we actually went to get hot pot dinner, and there was a Pot Mart. So I indulged a little bit. Actually, Cody was very sweet. He's the one who got these for me. So who do we want? Here, I'll show you guys while I look at it. They're all cute. They're genuinely all cute. But usually my thing is like, I just don't want dupes. So long as I don't get a dupe, I'm happy. Okay, I already see some pieces. We've got a stand. Oh, little flower. I think that's one of the Frankies. Yeah. Frankie. She doesn't have wings, but you know, she's like cutie enough. I'll take it. Okay, next one. Oh, cute! GG. Now I have one of each of the girls in the fairy collection. Fun. Pretty cutie. I actually really like this Frankie. If she had fairy wings, she'd be even better. Mwah.
Oh my gosh, the mic wasn't on. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting to turn on the mic. Let's talk recap and review of the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival. This is an annual event that takes place in San Francisco, specifically Japantown of San Francisco, every April. This is an event that has always been on my bucket list. I've mentioned before, I have sold at this event, but I've sold in different capacities. My dream has always been to sell a part of the actual festival. So there are different ways to sell at this event, even if you aren't a part of the festival. One of them is to participate in Mini Art Mart, which is an art mart that meets inside the mall, so not technically part of the festival. Another way is to sell with OK Marketplace, their vintage marketplace that meets, once again, inside the mall, not technically part of the festival. They just happen to meet on the same weekend. Then another way is what I did last year. A store hosted me, and again, on the same weekend. All of these are good ways to participate, but you're not technically listed as a vendor for this event. This is the first time I've been listed as a vendor on the actual Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival event website. The difference was, though, there is construction happening in Japantown at the moment at the Pagoda Plaza, which is where most of the festival was held before. So because of that, they had to move things around, including one of the stages. And I think in order to accommodate this construction, they added a lot of things on Sutter Street, including that stage that I mentioned, performances, and vendor booths. And so since they needed to fill up with some vendor booths, they took me off of their wait list. But a quick map, if the main street is happening over here, we were one street behind them parallel to it. There are like side streets that are really busy, so it's not like traffic doesn't end up flowing, but I'll talk more about that and the other things. All of that to say, the festival expanded a little bit, and that is how I got into this event. Let's talk, how much did it cost for me to participate at this event? Well, the booth itself was about $480, and that included 2 days. The thing about this festival is that it's actually a 4-day long festival spanning over 2 different weekends. I participated in the first weekend. Vendors who sell on the main street get to sell at both weekends for 3 days. So they sell the first weekend, then they sell the second weekend, but only on Saturday because Sunday is a parade. And so they need to keep the streets open for that. So that's another thing that being on the main street gives vendors an advantage for. That being said, my booth on Sutter Street cost me $480. After all of the processing fees and whatnot, it was more like $500. $500 for 2 days. It's the equivalent of like an SJ made event. So let's talk what went well. Something that was really surprising to me was weather. San Francisco is not known for having the sunniest weather. She's notorious for Carl, who is the fog in San Francisco. And I didn't see Carl at all this weekend, which is surprising, especially in April. We expect a lot of like April showers. Last year it rained pretty bad. So it was very sunny. And on Sunday, it was even really warm at times. Very nice. People were fantastic. When I was at the booth, on Saturday, while I was off at the Lads Cup Sleeve event, Cody told me he had so many mean customers, lots of old, nasty people coming up to him telling him our stuff was too expensive or like being rude to him, which I'm like, why are you guys being so rude to him? He's so nice and handsome. Be nice to my husband. But then as soon as I took over, all the nice people came. So I will say, in my experience, I had wonderful people, not even just like nice people, like super wonderful people. Lots of customers returning twice, 3 times, asking for my signature on art, just being really supportive. So people there while I was there were very nice. Overall, fabulous. Like, it's wild. It is so packed. There's so many people. There's so many awesome things going on. And something I just learned was that this event is entirely run by volunteers. Even like the co-chairs of this event, who I got to meet, Yuki and Matt, completely volunteer. They still have like a 9 to 5 that they do in addition to this. So it's crazy how well run this event is, how great this event is for a lot of people, and it's all volunteer based. So shout out to the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival team. You guys are doing a really good job. A little bit of extension of that. Load in and load out, so smooth. It was kind of like this at Nihon Machi too, but considering how chaotic San Francisco can be, it's crazy how easy load in and load out was. There is a parking garage at the San Francisco Japantown Mall, so you don't really need to worry about having to find street parking if you're willing to pay for the garage parking. Then finally, what makes a business event successful? Sales. They were good. I was actually really happy with my final number at the end of the weekend. Sunday especially was really good. I think that's like the second best Sunday I've ever had. The best Sunday I've ever had was at SAC Anime Summer 2024, and this was not very far behind, so it was a really good Sunday. I was very happy with the number. So let's talk about what didn't go so well. First off, it was this dead start, like so slow. 2-3 hours into it, I was like, are we even going to make our booth fee back in the first day? That's part of the reason why I had to leave, because I was just like spiraling a little bit. Even when I came back, like we had made booth fee by that point, but I was like, ew, like why are the sales so slow? Then I don't know what happened. It just like picked up a lot. I really feel like this weekend people wanted to shop from me for some reason. Whenever like I would go on a break, sales slowed down a ton, and like people did not want to shop with Cody. But as soon as I was there, it was like nonstop for me. So yeah, it was a really slow start, but it did pick up eventually. That being said, foot traffic on our side, like I mentioned, was nothing compared to the foot traffic on the main street. Main street is like, you can't breathe. You're shoulder to shoulder with people. Our street was like a decent kind of busy, in that there was a constant flow of people coming in. I do feel like a lot of people appreciated the little bit of a break from the chaos that was on that side, where they could shop more leisurely, which is why I think people ended up spending the way that it did. So while it was slower, I feel like everyone who came into my booth was very interested, and I had back-to-back sales. So maybe it wasn't like busy, but everyone who was in my booth was buying. Does that make sense? I'm so sick. I feel like I'm not making sense. While the traffic wasn't crazy, sales were still really steady, which is something I've learned. An event doesn't always have to be busy for you, or at least your booth doesn't always have to be busy in order for your sales to be good. It just needs to be busy enough. And that's what I found was happening for my business this past weekend. While it wasn't like chaotic, overwhelming, so many sales, it was really steady. I had one sale and then they left, and then another sale came in and then they left. So that was kind of the pattern for the weekend. Another con, you had to set up and tear down each day. So that was really exhausting, especially considering the fact that I was already like low on energy. And then another thing is, I don't know how much vendors on the main street are paying. I'm going to assume they're paying more because they get 3 days of sales as opposed to us only getting 2 days. But if they're paying the same price as us, first off, I feel like a little bit ripped off because of that. I don't think they are, though. I'm assuming they're paying a little bit more. But even then, I feel like the booth fee could be a little bit cheaper, just considering how much slower it is on that street versus the main street. While my sales were still good, I can't help but feel like I'm missing out on something else, you know? And so if I could be compensated in like a cheaper booth fee, I don't feel like I wouldn't feel like I'm missing out on as much. My overall conclusion is, despite the slow start, sales were ultimately good. I ended up making about as much as I would at a really good SJ Made event, which is about 2 days, costs about the same. So overall, I was happy with that. I would really like to be a part of the main street. I feel like I finally get into the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival, and at the same time, I'm still not really in it, you know? I had a lot of people tell me they didn't even know, like, we were there. So it feels like having one foot in, the other one still out. I would really like to be on the main street in the future, but at the same time, beggars can't be choosers. I'm glad that I was able to be a part at all. I would say, like, if you can't get onto the main street, the secondary street is like second best, definitely not bad at all. I would definitely do it again, and I'm really grateful for the chance to sell at that event. I love Japantown. I love any excuse to go there and sell. That was it for this past weekend. What's next for Kelsey Kishi Draws? Well, first off, lots of napping, lots of resting, lots of sleeping, lots of love and deep space. The next vlog you can expect from me is actually going to be a studio vlog. I'm going to show you a little bit of what it's like in between my events. I've had a lot of wins and I've had a lot of losses, and that's just kind of business, and that's something I wanted to talk about. So in my next studio vlog, you can see like the realistic behind the scenes of what it's like to run an art business. So I hope that you will subscribe and like this video. That way you're notified every Friday when I upload new vlogs at 9 a.m. After that vlog, you can expect the last Cherry Blossom Festival vlog of this season. It's Nikkei Matsuri in San Jose, which is kind of just like a Japanese festival, but I include it because of the timing. And then after that, we are straight into the night market season, which night markets, if you're not familiar, are some of my favorite events ever. It's lots of food, it's lots of sunshine, and it's just 3 days of making money and eating good food. Do you need more out of life than that? I really don't think so. I think I've reached the end. All my words are starting to just sound like verbal vomit to me. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I hope to see you in the next one where we talk about the realistic ups and downs of this life. Bye.
Mr. Hammer. I'm already doing things wrong. Lord. Come now.
Hi. Oh, hello, forehead. Something that was really popular this weekend. Hello. Please go back. Why are you doing this to me? Please go back. Why are you doing this? Did you find anything?
It works. Oh my gosh. What am I saying? La, 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 la.
That took place in... Kill me. Ah! How much did it cost for me to participate in this? I'm sick, guys. Shout out to Teresa for my God of the Titties. No, I'm not gonna say that. That's for the blooper reel.